This is the last time we're starting off this intro. Alright, ready? Yeah, I didn't see the red light wasn't on.
I didn't either.
And yet, I'm trying to be a cinematographer.
Okay, let's...
Or videographer.
Alright, do your little finger.
And yet, I didn't realize the light was... Anyway, welcome back, guys. It's been 6 long months.
I didn't get to say anything.
Go ahead.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to our channel. It's only been 6 months, and as you see, we're struggling.
Yes. I mean, the thing is, we were like, hey, we're going to return on Friday. People were like, yes, I love you guys. I want you to come back. And then we're like, Friday of August of 6 months later.
It's been a rough year. We actually have a couple different talking points. If you see my phone in the shot, I'm not being rude. We just have talking points that we want to hit and talk about. So if you do see that, that's why.
Or if you don't, it's because I'm skilled at editing.
And spoiler alert, I will probably cry in this video because we're going to hit on some emotional topics.
So am I going to put in the title, where we've been, emotional, parentheses, must watch?
Maybe. But let's get into the video. Alright, so this year has been really crazy. We have dealt with some family issues.
Life issues. Issues.
With us, but what I'm talking about is this.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
And that is because of the issues. It has really made it hard for us to actually sit down and film throughout the years before this year. So whenever we were like, hey, we're having a family issue, we have a family member who has had some problems, and they don't have the voice right now to consent on what we're talking about.
Literally.
So we're not going to go into extreme details on that at this time, because I don't care. We could share all of our life on here. I don't care, but I don't know how this person will feel about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we put our journey out.
Yeah.
Not everyone's comfortable being in front of a camera. Not everyone wants to talk in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to go, parentheses, emotional on the camera. But it's just one of those situations.
It has, so. But this issue has affected us a lot. And so we're going to kind of tell you what our experience with dealing with this issue is. Because it has affected us deeply. Yeah,
I mean, just to give a gist, because I'm not going to go into too much of it because I respect for a family member of mine, but December 25th, Christmas Day of last year, got a call from another family member saying that they're in the hospital, not responsive, they were found in a car, and that they were dropped off. Actually, let me rewind that. They were in a car, found unresponsive, and someone dropped them off at the hospital. And she's not breathing, and this family member was laying in the hospital bed, just totally out and twitching, and it's just it's something you don't want to ever deal with. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, with that situation, come to find out, the family member now is bedridden, and I mean to the point where a vegetative state, can't talk, can't move.
And also, like, there were, like, when we were dealing with this issue, like, it started at Christmas. It is now August, and they're still kind of in that condition. They're way better, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah,
towards the end. But their condition was not good. We were getting calls in the middle of the day, like, you guys need to come to the hospital now and say your goodbyes.
Yeah, and like 3-4 times to my count. And seeing your mother cry, seeing any one of your family cry, it really hits you.
And that was really hard and difficult on both of us, because I want to be there for Jordan, and I didn't know how to cope with that either. And then we have other family members who are coping with it as well. And another reason why we could not film is because we had Jordan's little sister with us at the time when a lot of this is going on, and she's 10 years old, and she had just found out about what was going on, because we had kept it on the down low for a while.
Yeah, she's not dumb.
And she kind of knew, like, something's not right. And when she finally found out, like,
it hit her.
My heart broke for that, because, and it just wasn't an appropriate time to film. Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. I will always like the people who like our content, and even if you don't, but the people who like our content, we treat you all as a friend. No different than if we met on online and we met in a park and we that's how we are.
right.
We're friendly people. We like to talk to people, but family always comes first. We're not those YouTubers that you see. Yeah, we talk about our infertility stuff, but that's something that is community
Right.
based. But when it comes to family, me, her, personal stuff, we refuse to.
There's some things you just
Don't
cannot share.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. And like I said, it has affected us deeply to where we cannot function. And
Well, hold on.
No.
I want to clarify on that. When she says function, for me, I'm not a crier. If I cry over something, like a Fast Ferris, when they did that Paul Walker tribute, me and this buff Mexican guy were both tearing up. Everyone was. But that I don't really cry. And when I did, it messed me up bad because like when you deal with someone that you love and you know,
and this person is also so young. Like
yes.
it was really hard for us, and we did not know how to like deal with it. Neither one of us have ever been in a situation like this. What do we do? How do we stay strong for our family? And
I didn't.
And
we
it was,
didn't
it
for
was,
a while.
and it,
yeah.
it was really hard.
Yeah.
So that's some of why the reason we were gone. So I have some other talking points. We also had a break-in at our apartment.
Like for 3 times. Here's the thing.
And see, we are not sure if this was people at the building who were doing this, or somebody else did this who was working there, but they came through the ceiling. And that is not a joke.
Yeah.
And it happened multiple times.
Okay, here let me give a reverse of this so I can let this go. Because as you can see by the background, we're no longer there, and the background's dark for a reason. But anyway, first time it happened, she went in the closet because it was the closet going to the attic, and she looked up. Now this ceiling, I'm
high.
6'1",
Yeah.
and I would have to have a ladder, maybe like a step stool ladder, maybe at least 2-3 foot ladder to actually even reach, and that'll just be to touch it to open it. She asked me, did you open the attic door? And I was like, no. And when I looked up there, the attic door is like this big, and it's halfway open. I'm like, okay.
And that was the first time, and then it happened again, and
The third time it happened, and then here's the thing, the apartment was like, oh no one's been in there, you're fine, blah blah blah, blowing us off.
it was just. And then they ended up boarding it up. Like, they literally took
the
plywood board and nailed it to the
Yeah,
top.
because here's the thing. The third time it happened it was open, but there was an old box of nails holding it open. And they're like, you didn't do that? I'm like, bro, I swear.
Why would we do it?
See, we pay way too much for this place. If someone's coming in here and doing work, just tell us.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was really unsettling because, like, thank God nothing was taken.
Or no one was in our apartment living with us that we didn't know about.
Yeah. But it was very unsettling, and we were like, we're done. We need to start looking to move. We might break this lease. And
They broke it for us.
And we're going to also get into that more in a minute. But it wasn't a good situation. Also, the lady that works there, like, she refuses to call Jordan my husband. He's always my roommate. I've corrected her multiple times. It's sad that we live, like, in 2019, and that's how you feel, and you have the right to feel that way, but
Yeah. We just don't care.
we were just like, we're just done being here. So we dealt with that. And on top of that, when they called the police, they gave me a ticket. I don't know how that happens. That just shows you how my year has gone. Someone breaks into my house and I get a ticket.
Yeah, and the ticket was for like some kind of like citing for your car.
Exactly.
I was like, what
It
the
was-
heck? And the cop hold on. I'm gonna say this. The cop literally said, "You should be glad I don't tow your car." I was just like,
And you know what?
Thanks,
When I
officer.
went to court, the judge didn't care and didn't find me nothing.
I mean, literally, this is what she did. She was like, "Jody, this is the incident. and you're free to go. And I'm like, bro, we spent 3 hours in the courthouse for
our
nothing.
last name is at the way end of the alphabet,
yeah.
and so they did it by alphabetical order. We waited there for 2 hours.
No, almost, yeah, 2 3 hours.
And they basically were like, "You can leave."
And it was in one sentence, and I was ready to fight it. I had documents. I was
documents, everything. And Jordan was like this, and I was like this. But I was standing there, I was like, "But I have papers."
And she's like,
"You can go," and I was like, "But I have papers." It was a mess.
I mean,
that just shows you how my year has gone.
And here's the thing too with the apartment as well. Here's the thing. We were supposed to be paying $800 a month for the place. That's quite a bit. This is suburbs. It was nice little. It was 1,100, almost 1,200 square foot apartment. But here's the thing. It fluctuated to the point where we went from 800 to 1,200.
Yeah, we were young and dumb when we signed that contract. So read your contracts, okay?
Yeah. But the thing is, they wouldn't fix anything. Because what they were doing...
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful place. But what they were doing was they were remodeling the other ones. They were turning some of them into condos.
We're going to do that stuff in a minute.
I'm just ready, bro.
But
we're
having problems at the apartment. Then, around that time, we were starting to see our new doctor. We were like, things are turning around. We were getting answers to a lot of like, what is going on? What is my PCOS? And how to like go about treating our infertility issues. We were feeling so confident, like, oh my God, we finally are getting answers. And then unfortunately, as some of you guys may know, the insurance stopped covering that doctor. We were gonna have to drive like what, 2 hours away?
It was literally at almost it was so far into Columbus. Actually, there was 2 doctors. One was at the literal tip of Ohio, and the other one was deep into Columbus.
And we were like, how are we gonna make this work? We were really stressed about it, and I was like, how?
And here's the thing. I know there's people out there who are like,
we would have drove it.
No, but I know there's also people out there who are like, well, I paid out of pocket for stuff. Thing is, we did the pay out of pocket for 2 years, and we were dealing with crap doctors, and then we find this one who was just like
that we really loved and trusted,
and within
I felt like it was like being taken away. Yeah. And at that point, I started like getting really depressed. I was like, my PCOS is ruining everything. I was having trouble with weight loss because I was so stressed out of us getting broken into and the family situation and then now the doctor situation. I feel like we weren't eating right because of these situations, and I was really frustrated. And I went through this month where I was like, how, like, I just like everything just is messed up, and I'm not able to stay like on my diet. Like things are happening, and I was really struggling. And then me and Jordan sat down and talked, and we were like, maybe this isn't the way. And we started like figuring out like other options to have a family, because regardless of whatever happens, we're gonna have a family no matter what. I already am confident in that. But we started to look into other options that we'll share in a different video. But we started looking into other options, and we were really getting excited about just having more options and looking into them. We were in a really good place at that time where we're like, let's look into different things.
Yeah. And
it was really, we were excited. And then, like, a miracle happened. We found out we were pregnant.
And here's the thing. When it came to her being pregnant, she's been taking letrozole forever. She wasn't taking it. We were supposed to do an IUI. This is right when this insurance got dropped. She was supposed to start another medication and some other testing. And the thing is, Dr. Neo Chen, I'm actually going to put his information in the description below.
He's a very good doctor.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The first time we met this man, he was like, what have you all done? What are you doing now? We tell him everything. The conversation should have been 10 minutes. That's what we thought, because every doctor, it's like 10, 15 minutes. Okay, see you next week. But with him, it was, what are you doing? What have you done? Okay. Within the first 2 hours of knowing this man, he did blood work. And when I say blood work, I mean real blood work.
Yeah.
To the point where he found out she has what's called MTHFR gene mutation. It's very, very common, actually.
And we'll do more of a video.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is more of a broad term of everything, but
We were just getting a lot of answers.
Yeah,
And then
and here's the thing too. Without all that medication, without any of that stuff,
we got pregnant.
yeah,
And I was like,
nothing.
wow, like, we're having a miracle. And, like, honestly, I'm a very, like, I've said this before, I struggle with anxiety a lot. And I was, like, very calm when I found out I was pregnant. I was, like,
Kind of weird.
I was, like, Jordan was, like, the one freaking out, and I was, like, very calm. I was so excited. I was, like, just on cloud 9. I was like, we have been trying for 4 years. And I thought it wasn't going to happen, and it happened.
Without any help. Basically.
And we were so excited. The only thing we were worried about was, like, we got to move out of the apartment because I just didn't want to stay where it was broken into and all of that. I just didn't feel comfortable with that. That was the only thing I was stressed out because I had to kind of cut other things out because I was like, we're about to have a baby, and I can't be stressed out at all. Like, anything that was stressful, I just didn't deal with, and I was like, I don't know, I was like living in a spot. Like, even when I was like really sick, I was still really happy. I was so excited because I was pregnant, and I finally had, like, everything that we had been working towards was like, oh, it's gonna happen. And I was getting ready to turn 30, which I'm wearing my 30 shirt right now. We were gonna have get to be able to see the baby on my 30th birthday. And we were so excited. We were gonna do like this little photo shoot with this shirt, and unfortunately, like, things just did not work out. Like, as great as that miracle was, it just didn't end up working out.
We went into the ER because she was having cramps. She had some. When I say some bleeding, I don't mean it was anything
It was
intense.
very light spotting, and I told Jordan, I was like, everything is fine. I feel like everything is fine. And we went to the doctor. They did a little ultrasound, and they were like, the baby is smaller than what it should be, but nowhere.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you were 7 weeks when we went to the ultrasound,
I think so.
And you were.
We
were measuring. Like,
I didn't get to see that
6
ultrasound. Jordan got to, because they wouldn't let me see it because we were in the emergency room doing it. I was literally on like a bedpan, and they were doing an ultrasound, and this was like almost at 1 in the morning when they did this ultrasound.
Yeah.
Luckily that the lady was there, but they did an ultrasound, and they were like, the only thing we see is the baby is smaller, and they let us go home. And then that next weekend, I started bleeding really bad, and we called. I had to change to get a new OB because the other one wasn't covered on my insurance anymore, because I don't know why they got taken off my insurance, because I'd had that one for a while, but she had moved or something had happened, and I was going to a different one, and she couldn't see me, but one of the people there could see me, and they were like, and what's weird is like, I told Jordan, I remember telling you, like, when we got there, I was like, I don't feel pregnant anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't feel pregnant anymore. Something it's gone. I was panicked. I was like, it's like almost like a light felt like turned off. Like, I was like, I don't feel the baby anymore. Like, I don't feel it. Like, it's gone. And Jordan was like, you gotta stay calm. And I was like, I can't stay calm because it's not there anymore. I kept telling him.
Yeah,
that.
and she meant that literally.
Like, we went in, they did another ultrasound, and the baby was, they did not see any baby, and it was really, I can't talk about it without crying.
I know.
Because I wanted it so bad, and it was just gone.
And here's the thing too. I've always been like, I can, with most situations, 90% of situations, I always can see a positive spin.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, well, babe, we got pregnant though, we didn't even.
But it was so hard to stay positive after that point, because we had tried for so long.
Yeah, all the.
And then it was like, wow, we finally got it, and it was just there, and it was the best thing that ever happened, and then it turned into like the worst thing that ever happen.
Yeah, and that's on top of the family member. That's on
Yeah.
top of the apartment.
And
That's
it happened so quickly because I lost the baby so early. We got pregnant in February, and it's not something people like to talk about, miscarriage, because you don't ever want to talk about like possibly losing the baby, and it is very common. But I blamed myself for a lot of things, and you can't help it that. And I just hope that whoever does see this video knows that it's okay, you know. So it's been a tough road. I still can't talk about the miscarriage without crying.
And she doesn't like to cry around me about it.
No, I don't. I don't deal with grief good at all. Even with everything that I have anxiety-wise, I'm like, you know what? I can count. I always am able to count my blessings. And this is the first time after, like, whenever I lose somebody or like an animal or a person, I really do shut down because I'm like, there is no fixing it. They're gone. And
that's another thing.
And it's also a hard thing to explain to someone having a miscarriage, because you get to experience this great, wonderful thing, and then it's just gone.
And that's the thing too. Like, on top of all that, Aubrey had passed away.
Aubrey passed away like a year ago, but
yeah, I'm just saying.
But
like,
I still miss Aubrey. Like, I don't like to talk about things that have passed away. I don't deal with grief well at all because it's too hard for me. Because I'm like, there is no fixing that void because it's gone. My cat passing away, she's gone. My dad passing away, that's gone. The baby passing away, it's gone. So it is hard for me to express grief to someone, even though they might understand it. It's hard for me because I'm like, I don't want to talk about it because there is no fixing it. And I was just so disappointed because around that time, it was my birthday. I was willing. Yeah. I was so excited. We had a whole like photo shoot planned. I bought this Hello 30. I was excited about turning 30. I was not sad about turning 30 until I had the miscarriage, and I was like,
because literally on my birthday,
we had it planned, and we were so.
But hold on, we also had it. On her birthday was the ultrasound that we were not the hospital one, but we were supposed to get an ultrasound done to just, hey, here's your baby, you know.
Yeah, we had started buying things to take like our picture, and it was just like, dang, like it's gone.
Yeah.
And it was hard. Thank you. It was hard for me to deal with that, with everything just happening. It felt like, wow, just another thing was added on to being stressed. So, hold on. I'm getting back to my notes, guys. Sorry.
And here's the thing, too, when it came to that, it's...
And then also, this was the next thing I was going to talk about. Having a miscarriage is mentally tough, but it's also physically tough. After I had my miscarriage, I bled a lot. Like, a lot. And that's not to scare anybody, but, like, I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital a couple times because I couldn't stop bleeding. My periods would last a whole month. And we recently went to a doctor, and they were like, well, you might have this, you might have this. And then all of a sudden, they went back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was, she doesn't know if it was hormones, but thank God nothing serious was wrong. Because for a while, I was like, Jordan, something is not right. I cannot stop bleeding. I might need to go to the hospital. And then anytime we would try to go, then it would stop. And it was weird. And I even told the doctor, I was like, I bet me coming here, it's going to go to normal. Because that's my luck. And she was like, well, let me know. If I started bleeding again for a while, she went on vacation. I was actually scheduled to go see somebody else. And it stopped. And they checked me out. Everything ended up being fine. But my body bouncing back after the miscarriage had not. And it was really like, there were times I was like, I'm really scared. Like, I think something is wrong.
Yeah.
And thankfully, nothing was wrong. But there's a lot of things that go into the aftermath of having a miscarriage. And I just want anyone who's seen this, who has had one, or might have one, to know like it might be normal that those things happen.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When it comes to when someone explains science to you, and I actually was going to go to school to be an OB. I always wanted to be an obstetrician. I've studied the human body anatomy and all things along those lines, so I know what can go wrong. And just hearing it is still like it happened though. It's like I know that a chromosomal issue can cause a miscarriage. I know that her body.
Actually, a lot common.
A
And
very.
at that point in time, I was really depressed. Like at that point, like I was like nothing really matters anymore because of whatever. I was not able to count my blessings. Like
Yep.
one thing that like when I'm super depressed, I'm like I have this, that's okay. I have this, that's okay. I was not able to do that anymore because I just did not care anymore. And we had more problems with the apartment that Jordan was about ready to get into. They returned our rent. And we pay it on a credit card. They returned it. They said they didn't return it, even though it says on our bank account, you returned it. We went in there. They took it again, and then they returned it again. And we were like, do you not want us to be here? And they were like, yeah, you can be here. You just got to pay us the rent and the money order. We've never paid in a money order. We've always paid it with a card.
Now, mind you, this is days late, and we had a $200 late fee with it.
Exactly. And we were like, we cannot deal with this on top of everything else. So we were like, it is time for us to leave. And we ended up coming to Jordan's father's house.
There's a story to that. I want to tell it.
Um,
I want to tell it.
yeah.
I want to tell it.
Go ahead.
So, a few months ago, I made a video about, why did my father leave me, things along those lines. I can talk about that later. I actually might talk with him about that. But my father and I are actually in business together now.
Which has been really great.
Yeah, it has been.
At first, I was like, we're going to move in with your dad, because there was not really much of a relationship there, and now we're finding out different things, and
There's two sides to every story.
yeah, and we decided to come here, and that's where we are now. I was feeling really stuck in a depression. I would get out of it for like a day, and then I would go back into it. And then one day Jordan was like, we're gonna have to talk, because he's like, I cannot do this with you.
And that was not.
And it wasn't like a threat, but he was like, this is not who I married. Like, even when you were depressed, like had anxiety problems before, it has never been this bad. And we didn't have just one conversation, we had conversations about this.
It was like a daily
And we
thing.
had very open conversations of how I was feeling and how Jordan was feeling, and we were able to see the point of view on each other where we both were at. And I got to see, like, because I didn't know what Jordan was working on with his dad. I was like, we're just living in this house, and with somebody that you don't even know. And it actually turned out to be a really good thing. Not only did Jordan get to establish a relationship with his dad, and us have a relationship with him together, because I love having Jordan's dad in our life. I love having
I see where I get a lot of my quirks from.
yeah, I don't want to call her your stepmom, but
She is.
yeah, your stepmom. I love having her in my life. Like, she's
just
awesome.
like her.
Yeah, like, she is who I will be when I'm her age. I just remember, I just was like, dang, like, I started looking at the positives, and I was like, we're establishing relationships with family and making bonds stronger. And it was really, when I started looking at it like that, it was great. And not only was it happening for this side of the family, but it was also happening with my side of my family, with my sisters. I became more closer with my sisters. I became more closer with my aunts, and like, cause they're helping me with the cats right now, and we get to see them all the time. We go over there a lot.
Oh, yeah. And the only reason why they're not with us because
They're allergic.
yes,
And but they ask about them all the time.
yeah.
They do, and because they know that I'm a crazy cat lady. I love my cats, and I show them pictures all the time of the cats and all of that. Like, it became just a true blessing. Then also Jordan started going into business, doing like a real estate thing.
A real estate thing. Whoa.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm just
Whoa,
keeping this video
that's
short.
an insult.
But
yeah.
they went into business with each other, and we're doing really good. Like we're.
Here's the thing. How I look, I told my wife a while back when all this was when all this crazy was happening, we're at a border of failure or success, and that border of success is being crossed. Now here's the thing. This real estate thing that I have going on.
I don't want to go into too much.
Oh no, I know, but it's about to blossom to be able to help ourselves
and others.
Yes.
And we're getting back to the point where like we're getting excited about things again. Like for a while, I was like, I've made like what does Jody like doing? Because like when I was at that point, I was like, I didn't like doing anything. I stopped using face masks. Jordan was like, you don't do face masks anymore. You don't do this anymore. And I didn't want to do anything. And I was like, I got to that point where I was like, well, what do I like doing? What do I enjoy doing? And it always came back to, I liked posting on Instagram. If you follow us on Instagram, please go do. It will be for the bottom.
Wow,
but
shameless plug. Okay.
I liked doing Instagram. I liked doing YouTube. Why am I not doing those things anymore? Why did I stop? And it just really got to that point where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being unhappy and punishing myself. We gotta move on because life has to keep going.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I feel like I'm sometimes a Dr. Phil of my friends. Because one thing I've told a friend and myself is that you can be mad at someone. You can be upset about life. You can be upset about things. Now, here's the thing. Some people's upsets are valid. You know, there's someone out there. We're complaining about infertility. There's someone out there who has horrible lung cancer and they cough up blood. But at the same time, too.
What also I'm realizing too is like one of the things is just because someone's sitting in a body cast next to you doesn't mean your broken arm doesn't hurt. And
yeah, that's exactly where I was going to.
We were coming to terms with like, you know what? Life has to move on. We can't live in this state. I don't want to have a bad marriage anymore because our marriage wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But it was not. It was
nowhere
not,
near where it was.
And I was like, we need to get back on track with everything because we both just realized we both stopped doing everything, and now we're back. We're back at it, and we're doing it 10 times harder. We're gonna work on Instagram more. We're gonna be posting more videos. Jordan's
on a schedule.
Really hard.
Yes.
I'm working really hard. I went back on dieting. I cut dairy out for a while. I've already lost
8 pounds in a week.
I lost more than that.
Which is kind of crazy, but
yeah, I've been working really hard because I want to get to a good spot. I don't care that I'm chunky.
I don't either.
I don't care that Jordan's chunky, but I want to be healthy. And we're
I like being chunky. I'm just saying, I really don't care.
I like this little fluff ball too, but
I'm trying to be rock hard abs, bro.
But we are getting at a good place right now, and I'm more excited. And I felt like I was losing my faith in things, and then one day I was like, Jordan, we gotta go hard and do this, and he was like, what changed? And I was like, we gotta change, because this is not what I want life to be about. I don't want to be unhappy every day. And it has been really hard, and I'm not saying we're perfect at it. We struggle at it all the time, but we're going 10 times hard. We're gonna work to get like a house, and we can get our little babies back, because we miss them. Jordan even misses them.
Yes, Lewis is... I'm not a cat person, but Lewis is my little man, so...
He always talks about, oh man, I miss Lewis.
Because here's the thing. He was on our time schedule.
Lewis knows how to tell time.
He was sleeping between us. And
we miss him.
Stuff like that, but...
But like I said, both of our cats are being very well taken care of. Like, they're being taken care of by the only reason they're not together is because Lewis doesn't get along with my sister. Well, he doesn't not get along with her. He gets along with everybody, but he has a lot of energy, and at my aunt's house, she has another 2 little cats, and a dog he plays with, and
Big dog.
it was a better fit for him over there. And Chloe, she just was like, I'm not dealing with all these crazy.
And here's the thing too. Shout out to our family for taking care, because they know that the reason why I don't have them is because I'm trying to work on getting a house and all this other stuff. And they're like,
they were like,
take your time.
Like, well, yeah, we'll take them. Like, you know, like, so I'm so thankful for my family for taking care of my cats. I'm so thankful for our family for letting us come in for a while and getting back into that good headspace. I'm thankful for this guy right here.
I try.
And we actually went and saw his sister today, and things were looking really, really, really good. We actually, like, we got back not too long from seeing her, and things looked really good and promising. She was doing speech therapy. She's getting fitted for a wheelchair.
Which seems like it won't be permanent.
Yeah, they said it probably won't be permanent, but things are really looking up now, and we're so, like, sometimes you got to go through that hard, rocky road before you get to your path of gold, and we're not at that path of gold, but we're definitely starting to see the gleam.
For me, because here's the thing, like, I always can find a positive.
He is the most positive person ever.
Because here's how my brain works. I hated my job. We had financial problems that were fixable.
Yeah, we're not in debt.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm still fat. Well, I lost a little weight, but I'm still fat. Every time I wake up in the morning, every single time, if someone asks me, how are you doing? I say one or two things. I say, it's an excellent day, or I'm great every day. And there's a method behind both of those. I don't say if anymore. I don't say if I do this, but there's a method behind that. When I say I'm great every day, I am. When I'm going through this stuff with my family and my wife and all this other stuff, it's hard, but I woke up this morning to be able to fix my problems.
Right.
When I say I'm great, it's a great day. But when I say great every day, it's like, yeah, you know what? Struggling, but I woke up, I can fix it.
But things are looking really good for us. I feel like we are on the right path.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just want anyone knowing who's watching this, just because you lost your faith at some point in time doesn't mean you can't get it back, but stronger. Because, like I said, I was really struggling after the miscarriage. I was, you know, and I'm at a better place of acceptance.
And to the point where we'll be trying again.
Yes, we are. And we have many more videos coming up on that.
And we actually have a video we can't wait to talk to you about.
We have many more videos, so we can't wait. And that is what's been going on. That is why we've been gone for 6 months. And I know that anyone who's watching this who truly cares or doesn't care or is going through something similar, I hope that this just shows, like, you can go through a tough time and come out stronger.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, like, we're not at our best place, but I can definitely see it now. Before, I was like, I can't even see it. Like, I know maybe eventually things might be okay, but I can't see it, and now I'm starting to be able to see it, and things are falling into place, and things are getting better for us.
Yeah.
And we've been posting a lot more on Instagram. I get a lot of more people talking. I've had a lot of people message me who have gone through miscarriages, and I've been talking to them a lot. One of the things that helped me go through my miscarriage was finding groups and just talking about it with these other women.
Because when you feel like she said, someone can be in a full body cast and your arm's broken. It doesn't mean it still doesn't hurt. When you think my pain, no one understands my pain.
There are people out there
who understand it and feel a lot more.
And I would say definitely reach out to those people and ask them. And I've had a lot of people come out and who found out we had a miscarriage, and they've been like, hey, I just went through one. Like, I'm sad. Like, I don't know how to get past it.
And then we've had straight assholes.
And
I don't cuss on this channel.
No, but I don't care about them. But I've had a lot of women come to me and say, I had one. Like, I'm really struggling. Like, what did you do? And I try to help them because I had a lot of women like help me. So I just feel like it's just that bond that we have to just be stronger and be better people. So definitely reach out to me if that's what you like need to do, like to help yourself like feel better or not feel alone. I try to message everyone I can. So, and you know, just to get that communication out there, like you're not alone in this situation, because a lot of women have miscarriages, and you know, a lot of women struggle with infertility issues and struggle with PCOS
And just be beyond body stuff.
exactly.
You just struggle in general.
Exactly, and just yeah, to struggle in life.
Yeah.
So I'm always here for people to reach out to, and I'm always gonna share my story so that people just don't feel alone in it, because sometimes it's very easy to feel alone.
It's therapeutic, actually.
Yes,
Making videos.
yeah, this is very. I feel like almost a weight has been moved off sharing,
Yeah.
and I didn't cry as much as I thought I was. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And
I have to do the YouTube plug. Please continue.
yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to us. Leave a comment section below of anything.
Yep.
And go follow us on our Instagram. We will link it in the bio.
Description. We don't call it bios.
Oh my god, I'm old.
We have
I'm
a
30. I'm a 30-year-old lady.
we have a Twitter. I don't know how to use Twitter.
Twitter.
I don't
Who's
know.
Twitter?
Exactly. But yeah, like she said, like, share, subscribe. We're posting a lot more. We're actually going to start taking our stuff to IGTV as well too.
Yes, we're excited. We're really excited about all that stuff. I'm so happy about that, and I don't know why I did that, but I am excited. Like, life is good. We get to breathe the air. So
Exactly. So, third time, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.
bye.